thank you so much for joining us and welcome to
नमस्ते
our
मैडम,
platform. Yeah,
धन्यवाद।
नमस्ते अभिनव। So कुछ अपने बारे में बताइए, आप आपका बैकग्राउंड, आपने एकेडमिक्स, आपका ग्रेजुएशन क्या रहा, क्या जर्नी रही है आपकी?
मैडम प्रेजेंटली तो मैं सीनियर ब्रांच मैनेजर हूँ इंडिया पोस्ट पेमेंट्स बैंक में।
That's great.
इससे पहले मैं कॉरपोरेशन बैंक, जो अब यूनियन बैंक हो गया है, उसमें मैं मैनेजर इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट था। एक्चुअली मेरा ग्रेजुएशन बीटेक है, इंडस्ट्रियल इंजीनियरिंग एंड मैनेजमेंट। उसके बाद मैंने एमबीए किया ड्यूरिंग जॉब इटसेल्फ। तो आफ्टर जब एमबीए का मेरा कंप्लीशन हो गया तो मेरे ऑफिस में ही एक जूनियर स्टाफ थे, तो उन्होंने हिस्ट्री से एमए कर रखा था। तो उन्होंने चर्चा की कि चलिए सर यूजीसी नेट करते हैं, तो मैंने भी भर दिया यूजीसी नेट उनके साथ, और उसके बाद फिर तैयारी करने में जुटा। लेकिन एक चीज़ मैं बता दूंगा कि यूजीसी नेट की तैयारी करते करते मेरा जो आकर्षण है वो रिसर्च की तरफ बढ़ गया है। तो मैं अब फ्यूचर में एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा हूँ कि अब जो मार्क्स मुझे ऑब्टेंड हुए हैं उसके बेसिस पर कहीं रिसर्च में एडमिशन हो, उसके लिए मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ। और घर वालों की दुविधा यही है कि मैं ऑलरेडी एक वेल प्लेस्ड जॉब में हूँ, एक सीनियर पोजीशन पर हूँ। तो अब उनका मानना है कि कहीं भी आप एज असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर या स्कूल करते हैं कुछ भी, तो सैलरी गैप तो रहेगा ही रहेगा। स्टार्टिंग बहुत कम रहता है, जिस लेवल पर मैं की तुलना में कम है। लेकिन देखते हैं मैडम, अभी रुक जो है रिसर्च।
So Abhinav, you qualified UGC NET in Code 17 for assistant professor. तो आपने जो भी आपका प्रिपरेशन का टाइम था, आपका क्या स्ट्रगल रहा उस ड्यूरेशन पे, क्या क्या डिफिकल्टीज आपने फेस की, आपका क्या स्ट्रेटेजी रहा?
मैडम इसमें एक्चुअली क्या है कि मैं एज तो पार कर गया था, 31 ईयर्स ही था इस बार जेआरएफ के लिए। तो मेरा एज ऑलरेडी उससे ज़्यादा है, तो आई वॉज नॉट एलिजिबल फॉर जेआरएफ। बट while going through the syllabus of UGC NET, I found that especially in paper 1, many things are new to me. Like you say, teaching aptitude, research aptitude, communication, you go for higher education, higher studies. These things are extremely new for me. But some things were familiar to me, like ICT, like your reasoning, like your communication. These things are being taught in engineering. These things actually we studied in our MBA also, and during preparation of my other competitive exams also, in banking exams also, these things we used to study. So these new things that like higher education, teaching aptitude and research aptitude, these were completely new. Completely means I was at all not aware of these things. So after going through the syllabus, I have opted for your course, and your course, that test series is extremely beneficial. I practiced it a lot of times. Whether you remember or not, or who looks after the contact details, I used to send query anything. Yeah. I found it difficult that I am not getting it. I used to mail to you your contact number immediately, that contact email ID. And one prompt thing is that I used to get prompt reply from you. Suppose in morning I used to give, after 1 or 2 hours, sometimes next day, I used to get reply that what I have queried and what is solution. So your test has helped me. I studied books from internet, but you cannot judge yourself whether you have fully understood the topic or not. And one thing I have seen, after 2019, year on year, NTA is going to make the questions very complex. They are not seeking a straightforward question. Maximum questions they are twisting it, and that thing I got help from the test series. So I thank your organization, your institute, for providing such a tedious test series. And one more thing I want to tell through your platform, that your test series is very rigorous and vast. If one who is preparing for UGC NET goes through your complete test paper, I think his 90% question and concept will be covered itself without any extra effort. Only some current affairs things that comes into environment or government initiative, for those things only he has to consult other reference materials. Otherwise, the core syllabus, it is being covered under the test. It was very beneficial, and not only once. If you have record, you can check. I have attempted your test series 2 or 3 times. It is benefit of your test series, and I pay my complete respect for your that test series. What I, after studying the syllabus or core subject, what it is there, what content it is there, while going through the question paper, the previous question paper, what you have provided, I have seen what pattern they are asking the questions. I have minutely gone into that, and I have seen that in many questions they are giving confusing choices to answer. So I try to figure out. Likewise, with some logic, I have answered your test series or previous paper. After that, I go through the solution part, and I used to compare what the questions were wrong in that test series. I used to compare what I have thought, what was my thinking process for this particular answer, and on what basis the answer has been given, correct answer has been. So, here one thing I definitely point out, those students or those aspirants who are applying for it, complain for time, or sometimes their frustration that why MPA is extending the exam time and time again. But I have personally taken it as an opportunity. Suppose at 60 or 70% of my area has been covered. Now, in the remaining period, I am going to cover my 30% of pre-papers. And I want to also mention here that I am working person. If 10 o'clock office is there, you have to get yourself prepared from 8:30, and up to evening 5 to 6 o'clock office will be there. So after that, you will come home again, and again there are family obligations. So I have chosen the morning time. I actually started making habit of, after coming to office, and as soon as some small works, I used to get rid of it. And after taking dinner, I used to sleep early. 6-7 days it was difficult. Actually, you will not get sleep. But after 7 days, I got habituated to sleep early in the night and wake up at 4 o'clock. And as exam were nearer, I started waking at 3 o'clock. So 3 to 8:30, these 5.5 hours were my study period. And even while coming to office and going to home from office, actually it is 1 hour to and fro. So I used to take any topic or any difficult thing that second difficult portion was Indian logic. It was very difficult for me. I was not getting it in the English. When it gets translated into English, it becomes difficult for us to understand. Like in Hindi, it will be Nyaya, but in English, you will read it will be Nyaya. Like these things were there. So I studied Indian logic completely.
Okay.
And another advantage I have taken in NTA NET, the question papers are both in Hindi and English displayed on this. So either you understand it in Hindi or understand it in English. You can see both the question paper on your screen and you can answer it. So I made my strategy like this.
Thank you, Abhinav. And yeah, so any time management tips you want to give to students?
Madam, first thing is there, whenever you go in any exam, you should know who are your opponents. In initial preparation days, when I, like other students, I also taken it lightly, thinking that I am doing the finance job, whole day I am doing through loan processing, these things I am doing. So I was well aware that MBA thing is very easy for me, management thing is very easy for me. And I will do it. I will pass it. Just I have to secure 62, 63%. I will pass it. But when I going in deep into it, I started realizing that there are many students who are from prominent colleges of India, who have completed MBA and who will be appearing for it. Again, the result will be restricted to only 6%. Second thing was that. So I started realizing, we should not take it easy. Once we have entered into this competition, we must win it. So with that strategy, I started preparation, and commonly I see from other platforms also, and listen from students also. I have got this problem. We have this problem in our family, and that problem in our family. See, when you start concentrating and preparing for exam, you just keep one thing in mind, that you have to study for it. Second thing, plan your strength and weaknesses. What is your strength area? Every student will have different strength area, and every student will have different weak areas. Suppose that finance was my strong area. Okay, HR was somewhat my strong, but other things like operation management was my weak area. Like that international business, it was somewhat my weak area. So what I have done, from initial when I started preparing, after covering syllabus one times, I sidelined my strength area. I used to do just test series of my strength area, and I used to focus more on my weak areas. So slightly as time progressed, and as we got time because of the high schedule, I was able to overcome my weak areas, and my strength areas I have just polished. In remaining 6-7 days, I have just polished my strength area, and I try to overcome my weak area, and like that I was able to score a good marks in this UGC exam. One thing also I want to bring to notice, in between I have also appeared for JNU EE PhD entrance test 2021.
Okay.
With this preparation, that is also conducted by NTA, and with this preparation, I was able to secure second all over India rank. I was not selected in that for final admission, because only 2 seats were there, and that were allotted to JRF candidates. I was not able to make through it, but it boosted my confidence somehow, because I was able to judge the question patterns of NTA, and that some questions or some concepts which I have misunderstood or I have made wrong, I try to cover up those concepts also in remaining years.
So, Abhinav, what's your opinion? Like, how much time we should give to paper 1 and paper 2? Like, many students take paper 1 for granted, and many do it like many students taking so much time while covering paper 1. So, what's your opinion regarding that? How to manage both of the subjects?
Madam, I will suggest future aspirants or those who are trying this time for JRF also, I will suggest them to make paper 1, you start initial day preparation with paper 1. Okay, already you have studied paper 2 subject in your masters, but first focus on paper 1. And second thing is that keep the current things which is being announced by government or new initiatives which are coming. Please keep it noting in the book itself if possible, or a study material itself. If you are making note, make it in note also, and keep on revising that, and spare some time for making paper 1 your strength. Because madam, what is there in paper 1, you can there are some chapters and there are some questions where you can assure yourself that this will be my correct answer. Like data interpretation, I was ensured that these 5 questions and 10 marks, it is secured marks. It is not going anywhere. Again, 5 question reasoning, I was assured that this is mine. This is not going somewhere. Now, again comes like chapters like environment. It is a vast chapter. How much you study, it will be less. There is no beginning and there is no end for such type of topics. So in this, how much you can study in between these topics, I used to studying operation management from management side. So before switching over to other topic, I used to read ICT English, or I used to do 5-6 comprehension English. So likewise, some of the paper one topic, you take it as a fun. You do not need not to prepare very seriously for it. You read it as a fun, as an interesting topic, not as a monotonous topic. And for rest topic like higher education, you have to remember many years. You have to remember many places. You have to remember many visitors, foreign visitors who have visited and have contributed themselves. After that, in teaching aptitude, one thing here I would like to mention in teaching aptitude, after studying topic 2-3 times, I have just made it on 3 pillars. First, who are teachers, what traits they should have, what qualities they should possess for teaching. Second, who are learners, what traits they should have to learn, being a better learner. And third thing is learning environment. So what should be learning environment? What is contribution of communication in that teaching learning environment? What is contribution of ICT teaching learning environment? And what are government initiatives? Just I segregated this teaching aptitude topic in these things, and I used to apply logic. Like you get some questions like, what are teaching traits of teacher and what are helping traits of teacher? So practicing it again, I was able to identify, okay, these are teaching traits, these are top traits. Likewise, also in higher education, you can filter some things out. These were the main things that were done during a pre-independence period. These were things that were done during post-independence period. And these are the new initiatives being taken by the government currently or in recent years. So to get the overall concept of the topic. So I will also suggest students, just do not read again and again. Just first understand the motto of that topic. And you should solve some unknown question with your own logic and what knowledge you have already acquired. Because in question paper, surely there are going to be questions we will be heading into that you have not studied. You study 100% of entire syllabus, 100 books, but still there will be new questions. So you must be able to apply your logic in solving those new questions and try to achieve as much as near to the correct. And practice as much as previous year question or the test series you can get. You please practice it as many as times as you can. And you must re-evaluate what you have answered and why your some answer has gone wrong. What was the logic behind correct answer which were given in previous questions or which are being given in tests.
Okay, thank you, Abhinav. Thanks for giving your precious time to us, and thank you for such a great tips to our students. So thank you so much, and all the best for your future.
Thank you.
Thank you.